Oh, yeah, party people. You know what time it is. You know who it is. It's your boy, CDP, Chris Don't Play, King of the Hill, not playing all day. Welcome back, baby. Gotta put myself over. Also gotta put over my man, the chair next to me, my boy, you know him, the one, the only, current Bullet Cast champion. Is that right? I think it is. You know him as the Podfather. I know him as Philip Antoine, the one, the only Podfather.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the duo is back. It's like Jordan and Pippen.
Oh my gosh.
In this piece.
Who's Jordan though?
I don't know who's Jordan. I don't know. It's like the
Let's
96,
rock paper scissors for it.
It's like the 96 Bulls in this piece right now. That's all we
excellent.
gotta say.
Let's just be Curry and Durant, because then everybody wins. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Podfather, the reigning, defending Bullet Cast heavyweight champion, is in the house. And just like Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole, baby, this title reign is hashtag forever undisputed.
Well, you put yourself over now.
I got you, man.
Things have changed around here.
66 days as champion. Won at SummerSlam. I retained it all in. The biggest independent show ever. I'm going to retain this Sunday at Evolution. The first ever WWE all-women's pay-per-view. Hell, I walked out of WrestleMania, the biggest show ever in professional wrestling, as the champ. I'm looking to do it, man. Hell in the Cell. I walked out of the devil's favorite structure, as champion.
I know, man. Where I was on vacation, dude, I didn't have any TV. I didn't have any way of communicating with you. That's why the top 5 took a little backseat. I'm back from my travels. My terrible ballet, she's hanging out too. My little baby girl, she's awesome. She's gotten a little older. She's gotten a lot more terrible, let me tell you.
Look, man, it's been 156 days since we did one of these.
Oh, my God. Far too long, brother. You know what really happened? Life happened. You know, I got to take care of the family, got to take care of some work, get some things done. But things calmed down a little bit at the old job, and now it's time to kick a little ass on the Bullet Cast Top 5. Exactly. You know that we're making it hot. In the time that I've been gone, though, brother, check this out. I've become a real broadcaster.
Okay.
A real broadcaster. I've been practicing a lot in the shower. On my drive, on my drive to work.
Hey man, that's what
I'm cutting out all my ums and yas and ahs and rights. I'm not gonna say right no more. Just catch me if I do.
Okay.
No filler words, no filler, all killer. CDP not playing.
Brandon likes to catch the slip ups. He'll be like, "That's one." He likes to keep track. I'm not that guy.
I know you're not. That's why we do in the top 5.
Exactly. Go check out Brandon's Under the Radar that he just posted yesterday.
Don't put it over.
I mean,
check out the top 5, man. We're coming back hot.
We are coming back hot. We're coming back real hot. But we got some sad news. We gotta talk about our boy. We gotta talk about our boy Roman Reigns.
The Roman Report.
Yes,
welcome back, Roman Report.
It's back.
The best segment in all of podcasting.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry, Bruce Pritchard. I'm sorry, Conrad and Eric Bischoff and Jericho and all these other jabrones who think that they can handle digital media audio. Like, I'm the Podfather. I'm the Bullet Cast champion. Not only am I the father of digital media audio, but I'm the champion of it.
Dude, you were feeling yourself tonight. I love it, dude. This is a renewed
energy.
It's a renewed Philip Antoine, man.
I know. It's what, 6 p.m. Pacific time over here.
That's one.
Oh my God! I almost said Eastern. I did. That is one. That is one. But we gotta talk about Roman Reigns. So he announced on Monday night that he has been battling leukemia for 11 years, and unfortunately it's back, and he had to relinquish the WWE Universal Championship. It was a really heartfelt moment, man. You know, he threw his name Joe. He threw Joe out there, and he said like he's been battling leukemia like a couple seconds after, but it was in that moment when he said Joe, like it just got real.
For sure,
it seriously got real.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was heartfelt. I think it was probably his best promo of his career, without a doubt. I really like how just the little things about it, the little nuances, how the announcers didn't know. Yeah. And they're sitting there putting over Crown Jewel like really crazy. You know, just putting it over crazy. And then all of a sudden everybody's just stunned. I liked how the audience was in that moment with him too. You know, they started off with their jeers, or their jaws, and their boos and their cheers.
It took this man announcing that he has cancer for you people to cheer him. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, it took him to say that he had cancer for them to shut up.
Yeah.
You know, they were still hitting on him when he was trying to get serious.
I'm just gonna be the one that says it, okay? You can be like, no, we're cheering the man behind the character. We still don't like the character. I'm just gonna be the guy that says it. People finally shut up and cheer the guy after he announces that he has leukemia. I'm just saying.
Man, and to be completely honest with you, all the greats live their gimmick anyway. So,
it's true.
I mean, Roman Reigns is Joe, and Joe is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I mean, they're an extension of each other, right?
That's
I mean,
true.
he's really only playing himself.
Yeah.
It's not like he changed character once he became Joe. It wasn't like he hit a different promo. He was just hitting on heartfelt beats. And I wish him the best.
I do.
He's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, I've always been on the Roman bandwagon. Like, I've never had a serious problem with him. I may have been like, I wish he would take sharper bumps. He started doing that. All right, cool. We're good.
You cannot hate his in-ring work.
Yeah.
And anybody that doesn't like wrestling.
That's true.
I mean, come on.
Everybody's reached out to him. We're going to talk about. I'm going to read some of the people who've reached out to him.
I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it.
I want to talk about this speech. It wasn't a retirement speech by any means. He said he's going to kick leukemia's ass and he's going to be back. But do you remember when Edge, like, he came out as world champion and he gave the speech and then he dropped the line like, "I have to retire"? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah.
Kind of felt like that.
It definitely did. I'm actually a little bit more concerned for Roman. Leukemia is a very serious thing, and cancer is a very serious thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially if it was in remission for so long, and then it comes back. If it comes back like that, if anybody knows anything about cancer, that's not a good diagnosis.
Yeah.
And I
never.
I know he's gonna do well. So
I never knew about it. Yeah, but we're gonna get into that. But it felt, it had that Edge retirement feel because you didn't see it coming. They hid it for so long. WWE, they could have said, "Oh, he's injured or he has some other sickness," but they didn't do that. Roman decided, "Hey, I'm gonna let the fans know what's going on."
Because he's a true G.
I'm gonna be real with him.
Because he's a 2G.
Yeah, man. I mean, you heard
he's dope, straight up.
People like Aleister Black was talking about how he would pick up garbage in the locker room to prove himself, and Roman's like, "You don't gotta prove yourself, man. You've already done it in the ring. Don't worry about it. Don't pick up after these guys." So that's a class act. Now I'm gonna read some of the tweets and Instagrams that some wrestlers have put out
hit
in
me with
respect
it.
for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, hit me with it.
John Cena, courage, strength in the face of pain or grief. You have given us your everything, including a courageous, vulnerable moment. We, your WWE family, give you all of our love and support. Hashtag thank you, Roman. Hashtag never give up. Alexa Bliss, my heart right now prays for you at WWE Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Bubba Ray Dudley put out Roman Reigns greater than leukemia.
For sure.
Charlotte, Roman Reigns, you gave us the gift of your work ethic in NXT. You gave us the gift of your athleticism and determination in the ring. You gave us the gift of your knowledge in the locker room. But your comeback match will be the greatest gift of all. We are looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, can't wait.
Kurt Angle, after watching the beginning of Monday Night Raw last night, I've come to the conclusion that we all should be grateful that we woke up this morning to experience life to its fullest. Make each day count because you never know what life will throw at you. Hashtag thank you, Roman. I'm so tired. I can't read right now. Finn Balor's.
Finn Balor's. Oh, go ahead, hit me with it.
Real one. His real name is Joe, and he's a stand-up guy. Inside the ring, one of the best I've battled with. Outside the ring, one of the most genuine people I've ever met and learned from. See you soon, good brother. Hashtag thank you, Roman. And he smells great. Samoa Joe. He will fight. He will win. He will return stronger, and I'll be waiting.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Joe,
that's great.
All right, New Japan. They tweeted something.
All right, hit me with some New Japan love.
A champion transcends any company. At WWE, Roman Reigns, on behalf of New Japan, we all wish you a speedy recovery. And then the Bullet Cast, they had to put something out there.
What'd you put out there?
What did the Bullet Cast put out there?
Yeah.
This tweet from New Japan just goes to show that this situation surpasses companies or even the crazy world of professional wrestling that we all love so much. This tweet is simply just people caring for people, and that's awesome. Hashtag Roman Reigns, go get better, and you're a badass in and out of the ring. Go kick leukemia's ass. Hashtag thank you, Roman.
Cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. That was a good post, Phil.
Even Madison Square Garden, they put up on their marquee, get well soon, Roman Reigns. So,
hell yeah.
It's
a lot of Roman love. I love it. I love John Cena's another leader in that locker room. Always a class act. John's going to put some love out there. They're probably great friends. I mean, it just goes to show how much respect Roman has in the locker room as a locker room leader. We all knew that. We all knew it was his yard. It's just part of the story, right? But if and when Roman kicks leukemia's ass, I have no doubt he will.
Yeah.
His comeback is going to be incredible. I mean, Vince couldn't have. I mean, this is if you're trying to make Roman Reigns your white hot, baby face, just white meat baby all the way. I mean, it happened. He's gonna come back as a baby
but
for sure.
What if? Because Vince is a crazy bastard. What? Hear me out.
I'm not gonna say that. I want to work for WWE one day. Maybe that's the
Vince is a genius. He was a genius on Monday night, proving he still has it. Like, what if Roman comes back and says, "It took me announcing I have cancer for you people to get behind me"? I'm just saying, could that work as a heel
But
turn?
I won't hold it against you. Because I'm a baby all the way. Everybody knows it. You know it. That dude up there knows it. That dude right there knows it with his hot chick right there. She knows it too. I'm baby all the way, baby.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then, after Roman lays down the Universal title in the middle of the ring, he's walking up the ramp, and Seth and Dean come out. Dean's kind of stone cold faced, trying to hold back his emotions. Seth, he's blubbered. He's crying. Face is red. And, they hug it out, and they do the shield pose at the top of the ramp. And, it was a heartfelt moment. But what happens later on in the night? Oh my God,
we segueing?
Oh, we segueing. We gotta.
All right, well, one last thing before I don't want to steal your thunder real quick.
Go ahead.
But dude, Roman Reigns is awesome.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Like he's definitely a once in a every blue moon talent.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for him to fight Cody and Kenny Omega, and I can't wait for him to beat this leukemia and come back. I'm really pumped.
Yeah, seriously, Roman Reigns.
For sure.
One of the best in the world. That's not just a phrase. That's the truth. Roman is a great performer. From one big dog to another.
What's up to Roman, dude? Roman had a good week. Let's just say Roman's up.
Roman's up, man. From one
Roman's
big
up.
dog to another.
Hell
I hope
yeah.
he gets better soon. Can't wait to see you back in the ring, man. All right, now segueing. We got to talk about the what Dean Ambrose did on Monday night. So, in the main event of Monday Night Raw, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they are facing Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The match was amazing. It was on fire. Were they in Providence? I think they were in Providence, right?
Yeah, Providence, Rhode Island.
I didn't know Providence, Rhode Island was that hot of a crowd.
It's like, I think it's like 1 square mile, so maybe everybody that lives in Providence
it's
was
like
right
New
there.
York area, so I mean,
they had a lot of people probably from other states and stuff coming to chill with them.
It was hot. It was hot.
Yeah,
fire.
it was dope.
It was amazing. That like the crowd, they were explosive. They needed it, and they got the.
Just a great episode of Raw.
It was good. It was better than it has been in quite some time.
Yeah.
They got that amazing match out of those guys. They got a nice moment. Dean and Seth are tag champs once again, and then on the night when their brother announces that he has this deadly disease, Dean Ambrose turns heel on Seth Rollins.
Yeah, what does that mean for the tag straps?
Oh my God, I'm all fired up. There's a siren going off inside of me.
Ladies, I know, you looking, man.
If you think Vince McMahon is out of touch, he proved it. He proved it at WrestleMania. He still has cards up the sleeve, and like this is the thing. You didn't. They've been teasing Dean's heel turn all this time. You didn't think it would happen on that night.
For sure.
Genius.
Vince is not out of touch. Vince is very in touch. I mean, you know it just from the 3-way angle that they had with Brock. Surprising everybody at the previous pay-per-view. I mean, Vince is very much has his key on the pulse. You got to do a favor for Dana White and make Brock hot when he goes into that match with Daniel Cormier, and then you have to, and in return, he's going to be getting some UFC love like he's been getting. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's Vince McMahon, laying his balls on the table and be like, I still got it.
For sure. Well, we're talking about Dean Ambrose.
We are talking about Dean Ambrose. I loved it, man. I loved it. He DDTs him, and then Seth is like, oh, man, you could kind of see him mouthing something. What this was basically Seth being like, hey, man, I know I turned on you a couple years ago. I know I've been a dick in the past. I'm sorry. We can work past this. And then Ambrose goes after him some more, rips up the mat, and dirty deeds him right on the concrete underneath the mat and just walks off. He throws the title at him. This is what you want, huh? This is what you want, huh? And then he just walks off through the crowd.
Was very lunatic-y. I liked it,
man. And on Monday night, Dean Ambrose has to cut a fire promo. Open up the show, cut just straight fire. And then probably Baron Corbin's gonna make them like tag together. And then I hope they have to defend the titles. And then once the bell rings, they just attack each other.
Yeah.
They just go after each other. And then it gets so bad to where Dean Ambrose is like, I'm not defending this with you. I don't even like you anymore or something, All the frustrations got to him. He doesn't want to defend it with him. So then they can have a tournament, because I'm a fan of tournaments. I was a wrestler in high school.
Yeah,
competed in a couple.
Of course. What's the other landscape look like? Because it's not Ziggler or McIntyre no more.
No. I
think
put them on AOP. They got Drake Maverick with them. I think that's the right move. You have all these tag teams like, what are some tag teams on Raw?
That's what I had to think of. Real quick.
What are some
so
tag teams on Raw?
AOP, the Authors of Pain.
The Clones are on SmackDown. Sanity's on SmackDown. The B Team's still around.
The B Team is still around. I guess they're not going to rehash that.
No, they're not. Oh my God, I don't know of any other.
Sheamus and Cesaro went to SmackDown.
Slater and Rhino. They're on Raw. Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. I guess that's no more. So yeah, you could have like some quick little NXT
week. It's weak. That's weak.
Yeah, not like an official call up.
I guess AOP gets their time to shine finally.
I guess so. Have like with the 3 teams that I know of that are on Raw, have a triple threat tag match and the AOP win the titles. That's
AOP's dope. They can go. We've seen it in NXT.
Yeah,
we're both NXT dudes. They go.
They can adapt.
Those takeovers that they put on were pretty crazy with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They were good stuff.
I like how you said Tommaso Ciampa. Is this the main roster, Ciampa Gargano?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, as terms of like
they're trying to replicate it on the main show?
Yeah.
No, because that was such a slow build. Think about the build to that Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa thing. That was like a year plus. That you had to wait for that payover from that first Chicago. That was a stroke of that was Triple H just having an hour show to tell a concise story and doing a really good job at it. And the way that they built Johnny up to be relevant right before Tommaso came back, I really enjoyed that whole thing. That was like by far like peak NXT, and now they're kind of like cruising back up towards that. I think. So.
All right, then I raise you this question. I've been seeing on Twitter and everything, people talking about the Ambrose heel turn, how it's hot fire and all this stuff. Is this the best heel turn since what's his face? Hulk Hogan.
Very good. Very, very good heel turn. Oh man. I don't know. No, because the best heel turn is Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano.
Really? I don't know.
That's probably like the best heel turn on any WWE programming in the past like 5 years at least.
True.
At least.
There have been pretty good. The Seth one that always resonates with me is really.
It's pretty good. I like Becky. For what it's worth too. In recent memory, the Becky heel turn was cool too. I love the fan reaction to that. It's just like her superstardom. It's very just indifferent, and I just love it. So
I feel it.
It rings true to her. So that was a good one. Oh man,
I think you could do this, man. Like, you need Ambrose to be like a hard heel, like just going for it.
For what it's worth, let's give some shout out and some love to Jericho KO too. That was best friends.
That heel turn was good, yes,
and that was really good. So,
could you see just Ambrose and Seth just feuding over the IC title, then eventually maybe Dean gets the Universal Championship, and then they're just going at it.
All right, so my thought on Dean Ambrose is he's going to be world champion again. Of course he is. They already put the straps on him, and they let him ride it for a little while. And they let him steal that whole what show? The Money in the Bank show. He stole that whole thing.
2016 Money in the Bank. I remember that.
The win and the cash in.
That was the night the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead against the Cavs.
Oh, it was.
Never forget.
Oh my God, this whole show is ruined now. Thank you, dude. It's okay. We're three-peating. It's all right.
We're three-peating.
It's all good.
Go.
It's cool. Ambrose is cool. I like the new kind of beefed up Ambrose. I like how he
changed his repertoire in the ring.
Shaved the head. He had to. That's what happens when you get to a certain age and you have less hair on your head. You gotta just
what happened to Sean?
You just gotta drop the top. Yeah, you gotta drop the top. Confident.
I have thoughts about that. I know we're going off topic. I love Shawn Michaels. I can't have a bald Shawn Michaels. I just can't.
You want him to wear a wig, bro? Like John Cena? John Cena needs to put him in touch with his wig guy, and then it would be good.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, but Ambrose, he's been a little more chain wrestling in the ring, having some more I've seen jumping neck breakers and cutters types from him. So it's interesting, the way Ambrose has adapted in the ring, man. I can't wait to see what they're doing.
Yeah,
an IC title feud with these guys would be nice.
I'd love to see him throw a little bit more Renee in there, and get into their little personal life a little bit more. Because wrestling's good when it's real, right? Everybody knows they're married.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
She mentioned that's her husband earlier on in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what I can see,
they acknowledge it.
You know, Ambrose does something pretty dastardly in the next coming few weeks or months, and then they're backstage, and Renee's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And then he just kind of like,
or her be indifferent on the mic when she's announcing his matches.
Yeah, no sells her.
Like like something crazy like that. Maybe a little marriage on the rocks.
Yeah,
a
when
little
was the
love
last
on
time it
the
was actually brought
rocks.
up in storyline when Miz was feuding with Ambrose? Miz was like, "You're the one sleeping with him," and then he got slapped and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's classic, man. All right, speaking of SmackDown, we got to talk about the Fox deal. So
they want it to be more like a sports program.
They do.
Straight up, it's gonna take on a little bit more production value, like a UFC. It's gonna be less promos, a little bit more in the ring action, I guess you could say.
Yeah. October 2019. It's coming up pretty soon.
I think it's a really good opportunity for WWE to kind of differentiate their shows a little bit better.
SmackDown's always been the wrestling show.
Well, I mean, I'm talking like visually and stylistically, because right now the only thing that differentiates the two besides different rosters is one's red and one's blue.
Yeah.
And those are the lights they shine on the audience.
I said, like, when they first got this deal, like, it's going to bring a new meaning to the term brand split. They're going to be on totally different networks. It's going to be live on Friday. Is that the best night for TV? Not really, but I have faith in WWE. I have faith that they can make...
I don't think it's a good night for TV. I think it's a great night for wrestling. I think if that show's live, it's on Friday nights. It's coming really hot off of the NFL. They're going to get all that promo from the NFL beforehand. Fox is going to push the shit out of SmackDown on the NFL show.
They really want to. 6:05 Saturday night. Oh, WCW time with BB.
That would be cool. That'd be a throwback.
Be a nice little throwback.
Save that for the network.
With Fox, there could be other deals. Maybe they can have a 6:05 Saturday night's main event, something like that. You never know. But SmackDown is going to bring a new meaning to brand split. Get a new set, please. They have $1 billion from Fox. They have blood money from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So
the only thing that they can really do is just shoot it really in a different way. It's still going to be an arena, so it's still going to feel the same way. There's no way that WWE gives away that touring revenue and everything else that comes along with renting these big houses.
When 2016 when the second brand split first happened, they had over the head shots and all these other different unique shots, and it was like it looked pretty cool. They stopped doing that. I really don't know why. They can keep up the Okerlund position interviews like by the ramp. I like that. That's fine. But
have a promo be right before the match on the ramp, in Gorilla, right before they come out, something cool like that.
They used to interview guys right after matches, that's what happens UFC after fights. People get interviewed. Let's bring stuff like that back. Let's keep it going.
For sure. I wish what I wish they used to do. How they used to just line them all up and it would be like 6 promos in a row. People just talking shit to the camera for that upcoming event that night.
Yeah.
Whatever the pay-per-view was. And I love shit like that. And
they did that for
I wish they would just do that.
2000 with the 6-man.
Yeah.
So I was about to watch that actually.
I love shit like that. I wish they would do more of that.
We got you, man. We got you. All right, so we got to talk about the BC. Not the Bullet Cast, but the Bullet Club. We got to talk what these guys are going to be doing in 2019.
This is my favorite conspiracy topic in the WWE currently.
If you watch Being the Elite, Matt Jackson is like, I don't know what I'm doing in January 1st. They have a countdown. You can hear Matt and Nick. They hear a clock ticking in their head, and there's a countdown to the days. Cody doesn't know what he's doing January 1st. But we all know they're going to be January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I look at it like this. Cody says he wants to bring us another All In. I want to see that happen. Now, Omega, what's there left for him to do? He's beat Jericho. The Ibushi match, a real just fight to the death. Yeah, sure.
Is Omega's contract up? Is this up too?
It's up in January, 2 weeks or a week before the Rumble.
Omega's there. He's at the Rumble for sure.
It's a smart move by Kenny Omega to go to WWE now. But here's the thing. He
talked about it last year when he did that Sports Illustrated interview, that big piece that they did on him. He talked about wanting to be in WWE and that being the ultimate goal. There's nothing left for him to do in New Japan.
But here's the thing.
Let's do it.
Cody, the Bucks, Omega, Skrull, and Hangman. They said they're all sticking together. That's what they said. Those 6 guys are sticking together. Now, if the money's right for one guy, I could see bye-bye. But I look at it like this. Cody, he's done so much. He was just recently the NWA champion. He lost it. I'm very upset about that. He's the IWGP US champ. I think 2020 is when Cody comes back.
Ah man, actually I think Cody's in WWE in 2019 for
But
sure.
he said he never wants to have people write for him again, though.
I mean, he's not the same Cody though.
No, he's not.
He's coming back with a renewed spirit, a completely different gimmick. He's got so much more fire than he had before. Think of McIntyre when McIntyre came back into NXT.
True. That's true.
It was a completely different Drew McIntyre. The Drew McIntyre that you see now,
Scottish Terminator.
It's not the same guy that you saw in the past.
Cody said it when Drew McIntyre had one of his last matches on the Indies when he wrestled him at WCPW. He's still the fucking chosen one, which is that's true. But
absolutely, you're gonna see that now. Now that Roman's out the way, I mean, McIntyre is the guy.
McIntyre, I love Drew McIntyre. I love the Claymore kick. I think it's beautiful. Completely different animal. But I look at it like this. Cody,
he's got full arsenal, man. He looks great. He can cut a promo. McIntyre's the man.
I think Cody has a little more to do. He's proved he's a savvy businessman and promoter with All In.
Then why would Billy Corgan take the strap off him?
I don't
like
know.
That's his father's belt.
I think it was just for that night.
It was just to give him the pop to have his dad's belt?
Probably, most likely, yes. I think that's it.
I don't know. I think Billy Corgan's in a position where he needs Cody, where he needs him to push that promotion.
Look, if NWA wants to, because they have a new title, their national championship, which looks interesting.
Well, can I tell you something about it? They're starting to do live shows.
No, they are.
Before they just piggybacked on Ring of Honor or whatever,
and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. So, but now they're straight up doing their own shows. Billy Corgan needs a star like Cody. That's what's going to fill. They just filled a 14,000 venue seat. Man, maybe they go to the NWA, something crazy. Maybe Billy Corgan pulls a rabbit out of his hat, and the Elite are signed there under contract. I mean, I
think Cody and the Bucks should help NWA out with maybe not production or booking and all that other stuff. But I'm talking about Cody. I think in 2019, in 2018, 2016, 17, Cody proved he could be the traveling man. He proved what he can do in the production chair and the promoter's chair. I think he's going to prove what he can do in ring, because people aren't as high on Cody Rhodes in ring as they are with just the character.
Those people didn't watch the G1 special then or weren't in the building, because that match was electric. And,
that match was amazing.
Yeah, and that ladder spot was incredible.
It's something I've always said. Cody is amazing at telling a narrative. He can tell his story. His dad, one of the greatest storytellers in the history of this business. But Cody Rhodes in ring from bell to bell, I think in 2019, the skeptics and the critics are going to become believers in what Cody Rhodes can do in between those ropes.
For sure. Cody Rhodes is going to be WWE champion again.
Oh,
one time.
He
will be.
I see it. Not the Universal title, the WWE Championship.
Without a doubt. When he's ready to
it.
come back to WWE and ready to beat Cody again, that's when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
I see it. But I can't wait for whenever they do come.
January, I'm telling you. I really feel it. I really feel it on the horizon. It's the time to do it. I think that WWE would do some creative licensing deal with the Young Bucks and their merchandise, because that's really the hang up, right? What's really the hang up? It's not the schedule. You get to be home 4 days a week, I mean, right? Is that how it is? Or it's 3 days a week, right? You work the weekend basically. You work the weekend and then Monday and Tuesday. So
you work Friday through Monday. If you're on Raw, you work Friday through Monday. If you're on Smackdown, you work Friday through Tuesday.
All right. So they'll put him on the big show. It can't be the schedule.
Or Cody, he could have in his contract no house shows. He could, or he'll work a certain amount of house shows a month.
Whatever it is, WWE is the top prize. It always is. It always will be. Vince made sure of that. They built an amazing network. So even if it is signing with somebody, a different promotion, I think that you're going to start seeing licensing deals for these shows with these other promotions on the WWE network. They've already hinted at that. You've seen things like that. So what better than to pick up a show that has some of the most amazing indie talent in the world? That's not out of the question either. So maybe the Bucks and Cody go help build another promotion, and then they can continue to have things like All In, and maybe All In is on the WWE network. I could definitely see a future where that's happening.
Yeah, man,
sure.
It's going to be interesting to see. they might have a nice deal. But speaking of deals, we got to talk about WWE and this Saudi deal. So the Greatest Royal Rumble, I call it Money in the Sand. The one that's coming up, if it happens,
The Money in the Sand?
I'm calling it Money in the Sand 2 or Blood Money in
Blood
the
Money,
Sand.
yeah. Blood Money in the Sand, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, the journalist, I forgot his name. I'll remember
Kumali?
his name. Something like that. He went over to Saudi Arabia to get some papers, or he was doing some investigation, and he went into a building and never came out. They are saying that they sent an assassination team of 15 people to take care and dispose of him. They say he was chopped up and put into a bag.
Yeah.
So,
I mean...
that's...
So you're a journalism major?
I am, that's horrendous. Brandon brought it to my attention live when we were doing the pod a few weeks ago. No, like I said, my condolences are for this man and his family. Like that
True.
Shouldn't happen to anyone. Like nobody should be
absolutely not
maimed like that.
When you're a journalist, that's kind of, I mean, I don't know. That kind of goes along with the territory, right?
I mean, freedom of speech and all that other stuff. But he said these things about a country where they have certain laws and beliefs, and then he went to that country, and this unfortunately happened to the guy. But the question is,
politicians kill people all the time, bro.
Yeah,
Hillary Clinton killed somebody. She killed
George
the Whitewater dude.
George Bush in 9/11, man.
The Whitewater dude, he shot himself, but in the head twice. How do you shoot yourself in the head twice, bro? Come on. Clinton's had that dude off.
It's very true. Very true.
Think about Donald Trump probably killed hundreds of people, bro. Like, I mean, I don't know. he's so horrible. I wouldn't be surprised.
George Bush in 9/11, he had nothing better to do that day.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, the question is WWE, like, they're getting a shit ton of money. They got $450 million for Money in the Sand 1. All right? Apparently the deal is $45 million per year for the next 10 years. Look, I talked about this.
That's a lot of money. The show must go on.
Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement for that money.
The show must go on.
Look, I look at it like this. They haven't mentioned Saudi Arabia, which is very smart. If they can find another venue, like if they can throw it on in England, people, they don't get shows a lot. They could fill out get a 20-something thousand seat arena. They could fill that out real quick.
I guess the report was the only way that they wouldn't go is if our dumbass president told them not to.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
Like I guess that's like one thing about it.
Like
but
U.S. senators have been saying like they shouldn't go, all this other stuff. Trump is obviously buddy with Vince. Like any other president would tell them not to go.
Dude, it's about money.
I believe no, I'm not.
It's about cash money. It's not about
money.
one journalist's life. I mean, how many lives are lost in the name of politics?
It's not just about it's not just about the journalists. It's about their beliefs with women and everything. Like Evolution was the answer to Money in the Sand 1, and then they're gonna bastardize Evolution by going back like just a week later.
I mean, I don't know, man. They're giving love to the women. It's not like they're in a small venue.
Look,
it's sold out. It's a pay-per-view.
I
mean,
hold on. Sneak a woman on the show. Sneak a woman on the show.
Maybe. Oh, there's probably a couple of
like if
sissies up in there, bro. I mean, I don't know. I hate people talking bad on the Evolution and like
I love
devaluing that for what it is, because let's keep in mind what it truly is.
No, Evolution.
It's getting its own time on the network. Big time.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And also they're renting out. It's not renting out a small building. They're renting out an arena, and it's sold out, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, we got the finals of the Mae Young Classic. We had an NXT Women's Title match.
I mean,
we have SmackDown and Raw Women's Titles matches. So it's a big deal. I love the fact that Evolution's happening. I love the faction, and I'm gonna love the pay-per-view.
I think that every time that people mention though that it's in response to the Saudi deal and them not going there, it devalues that event. And I think that the only way that you break through things like that is to go put on a great event. And I know we're going to get into predictions, and I'm going to give you some of mine for your show this week, for the Bullet Cast. But I hope those girls kick ass. I hope they kick so much ass that people just shut up about it, and that they really turn a page for women's wrestling. Because I don't even want to call it women's wrestling. I just want to call it wrestling.
It is wrestling.
Because they're just straight up performers. And one of the best feuds going on right now is Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah,
and I mean, say what you will about how they didn't give a lot of love to Evolution on these other shows, but let's take it for what it is, right? I mean, the Crown Jewel coming up has got some big matches on it that they still need to promote, and
They
then
haven't
also
sold tickets yet.
that they haven't even sold tickets yet to, and then also check this out. That's also a highly hot button issue that they shouldn't go there. Most people think they shouldn't go there. The rumors is what Daniel Bryan and John Cena
are refusing to work the show.
To work the show.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're gonna have to do something on the fly there too.
Honestly,
you can't upset those two, but then at the same time,
this is what you
they're
do.
under contract.
If it happens in Saudi Arabia and John and Bryan don't go, AJ gets John's spot in the World Cup. Simple. That's a quick fix. Look, this is what they should do. When this show happens, they say we're live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, never mention it again. They go through with the show. They make sure it is badass. And then if they don't want to go back to Saudi Arabia, they don't have to.
Yeah, I think you're going to see, like, not too many shots of the Crown Prince. You're not going to see too many shots of the royal family.
Don't do a video package of how great this country is. Don't do any of that.
The propaganda that they did the first time around.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's crazy. That's always going to live on the network. I love that little history is there. But I definitely think that that's what you get when you're crossing two events at the same time, when you're trying to promote two separate events that are weeks from each other. I think that in the future they'll probably spread out a little bit of their booking, because if Crown Jewel wasn't happening, then you would have seen a full-on like Evolution centric Raw and SmackDown, and you'll get those sort of things. You'll get those sort of things eventually, I think. But what is this really ultimately setting up? A women's own separate show, a women's own separate brand. They already have that, a quasi separate show in the Mae Young Classic. I call it a show because it runs for a season length. It's like a 8-week period where there's episodic nature to it, so I call that a show. So when people say there's not a women's show, well there is. Look on the network, it's the Mae Young Classic. But I'm really excited for those gals this weekend. I'm excited for everybody that gets a chance to get money from the Saudis. Who cares if it's blood money? It's money. You only live once. I know that's kind of sounds horrible. YOLO. But to be completely honest with you, the journalism thing, even though it was murder in plain daylight, I don't feel that it has anything to do with politics, my politics at least. And I'm extremely liberal. I might be the only person on the left side of the fence that feels that way. That's not an outrage over this.
But it's about ethics and all this other stuff with WWE. All that other stuff.
For sure, but at the end of the day, you got to make money. You got to get that paycheck for your guys that are going over there. And I know that they paid the women like they performed on the show last time. So it wasn't like that they got. Remember that, right? When they were paid for the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they were paid for not being able to go there.
Cool. Well, check it out. If my employer was like, "Hey, Chris, here's a couple $1,000s for doing jack shit," wouldn't you be pumped?
Oh, of course.
Hell yeah! There's not a person on this planet that wouldn't be pumped.
They're
like, I don't have to go to that shithole over there, all hella in the sun. Are you kidding me?
They made progress.
How fucking awesome is that?
They made progress in what was it, Abu Dhabi, with Banks and Bliss wrestling each other.
Yeah,
I don't know.
For
sure.
Like
I said, to prove they're progressive, to kind of toe the line, I'd sneak at least one woman on that show. That's what I would do.
Definitely, they should. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't know too much about, so I like the politics of it. So I knew the dudes. We didn't even know the guy's name, right?
That's true.
So I mean, respect to.
I'll be writing an article about it. I'll make sure I have his name correct. No, but seriously, I'd sneak one woman on that show, and if the Prince had a problem with it, if I were Vince, I'd be like, "Well, goddamn, pal, what do you want me to do?"
For sure.
I
mean, I know this kind of sounds cold, but I love wrestling so much that I'm like, anytime I get a wrestling diversion at a different time that's not your normal scripted event, I'm down for it. Secretly, I really want Crown Jewel to happen. So, but
man, I look at everything as wrestling. I look at every presidential, not even presidential debates for the Senate and the governor. I'm like, oh my god, this is such a great promo.
For sure.
That's how I
Dude,
look
this
at it.
this is flying off the rails.
Like
top five right now.
Kavanaugh with all the allegations.
Oh my God,
what
dude!
a storyline.
Dude, all right. Here's my thing about that, right? And I know we're segueing into something completely different, but
this is Fox News.
Yeah,
CNN right now.
Not Fox News.
No,
Definitely
no,
not those
absolutely
assholes.
Not. I'm sorry.
But
this is CNN with Chris Cuomo right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like straight up, how they could have put anybody in there. Why are you gonna put somebody that's accused of something so crazy? Donald Trump could have nominated any Republican judge asshole,
is the problem with
and they
all
could
that stuff, man.
right. Like
it happened 30 years ago. Why didn't you say something then?
Well,
that is my problem.
I mean,
with
I'm
all
not talking.
of that.
I'm not talking about that. My big issue with it is I'm a father to a daughter, and my daughter has to grow up in this world where maybe her word isn't taken right. You know,
No,
like
absolutely.
I think that you teach your kid, wrong or right, so when they go and they put out an allegation like that, it's something that's taken seriously. Like, if you watched any of that stuff, I was fascinated by it, so I watched all of it. But when you saw Dr. Ford's testimony, I mean, there was no way that she wasn't telling the truth, dude. There was no way that she wasn't credible. And then that guy just, in flip reverse, he was nasty, he was aggressive, he inflected his voice, his whole body language was just off. And now this dude is a Supreme Court justice, and
Bill Cosby sitting
here. Right, and yeah, Bill Cosby's
all because
a monster.
A black man wanted to buy NBC.
I'm just
no. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
He was bad.
He was bad.
But check it out, horrible. But yeah, so basically what it came down to was Trump could have nominated any Republican asshole judge to be up on that Supreme Court, any of them, and they all would have been plug and play. It would have been the same thing. Even the dude that gave President Trump the list said I don't even know what it was on, but I seen it on John Oliver talked about it. He said that any of them could have sat in there. So at the end of the day, it came down to old, middle-aged, silver-haired white dudes that were upset that there was some chick that was telling them what was up, and that's what I feel like the bottom line is, and then not to mention we have 4 current Supreme Court justices sitting on the court that were nominated by non-populist presidents that didn't win the popular vote. So that's nor here nor there, but we just went to top 5 politics. Sorry.
Yes, we did.
Sorry about that, but yeah, dude, you got me going on that one.
Yes,
for sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been running kind of long. We're going to end it right here. WWE Evolution is this Sunday, the first ever all-women's pay-per-view for WWE.
Come back for the top 5 where you don't get politics.
Yeah.
I feel like we just fell off the rails there, but
it's okay.
It's okay.
Man. That's NPR for people who are on a commute somewhere.
For sure.
Thank you guys for listening. Bulletcast this Friday. I'm putting the strap on the line. Brandon will be there. Maybe Chris will be there. Maybe he won't. But
depends on if I start work early enough. If I go in at like 4 a.m., 3 a.m., I could probably make it. So.
All right, man. Well, we will see you guys this Friday, and we're going to close out with the Big Dogs theme song.
Kick ass at life. Kick ass at life. Go out there, grab life by the horns, go whatever your job is, and just kick ass, man. Just do it every day.
Do it all the time.
Yep.
Roman, we're ending with your theme song. Go kick leukemia's ass, buddy.
Hell yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
Later.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.